How are you using the content you're creating on podcasts in your own marketing and PR program?
This is another key thing in making sure that hosts want to have you back is be willing to share the content that they put out. Because the truth is every host wants their podcast episodes to be popular. They want it to be shared. They want to have more traffic coming their way. And so the best way to do that is create value for the host, not just in delivering the value on the show, but then after the show, share the episode or share their clips. So after I'm done with the episode, they'll say, how can I help you? You know, like, what else can I do for you, Chris? I'm like, honestly, I'm just excited when you release the show. Let me know because I'll have my team blast it all over social media, anywhere we need to do it, even to our email list sometimes. And we do and you know that because we tag you guys on all the time when it's a show that you guys put us on because I'm one of those people. I'm kind of quietly competitive, and so when you're like, hey, we're gonna do a little promotion thing and see which podcast guest of ours will promote it the most. I'm like, team, we better win this, dang it. Like when I get second place, I get pissed because I want to win it,
Everybody Chris is talking about, we have an internal client promotion game at Command Your Brand. So like whoever promotes their episode the most in a given quarter actually gets their campaign expanded. We give them more shows, which is really exciting. So Chris plays for blood every quarter.
I do. I get really upset when we don't win. I was like, team, what did we do wrong? It's like, do we not have enough episodes? What happened? But it's more than just that, right? It's not just, that's a cool perk, obviously, that you guys, offer for us as clients, but really it is about sharing those things because that is content, and again, remember, even the people that know you, it's one thing if you put out your own content. Like if I put up my own podcast, people are like, oh, cool, he's a podcaster. But when all of a sudden other people are interviewing me saying, Chris, you're amazing, you're awesome. Oh, yay, I like my validation, all that stuff, right? It's cool that they get to see it too. And now it's somebody else saying you're great. It's one thing if you say you're great, but it just sounds like you're bragging. But if somebody else says that you're great or what you're saying is impactful in their lives, they're going to believe for them, it will also be impactful. So you want to share that. You want to be on these other shows. You want to be able to promote shows that maybe don't bring a whole lot of business to you, but there is a perception that people will see that say, this person is somebody that, I need to pay attention to. There's something going on with this person. Something's happening. What do I need to know about them?
Is there anything about being a guest that I haven't asked you that I should be asking you? I feel like we've covered so much, but is there anything I should be asking you that, or you're thinking I haven't covered?
I would say this: have definitely more than one topic that you talk about. Because every show is different, and there's times I've been on shows that I think there's gonna be a topic we're going to talk about, and then they say, well, you know what? We already had somebody talk about that a few weeks ago, and so to be able to be flexible to say, well, what does your audience really need? What are they looking for? And then say, you know what? I've got another topic. This might be good. I was actually just interviewed on one show that actually you guys set us up with recently. And he said, well, what can we talk about today? And it was like a very quick 12 to 15 minute interview. And I said, well, here's 3 topics we could do because I know you're a real estate podcast. Here's 3. And I actually altered one of them just slightly because I knew that he already had guests talking about that subject. Mm-hmm. So I altered it saying, well, here's why you shouldn't do that strategy. Even though it's a strategy I usually promote, I was like, here's what you should watch out for. He's like, so I gave him the options. He said, I want that one. That one sounds good. It sounds different. Right. And so you want to be different. Like Mike Michalowicz says, he has a book called Be Different, like find a way to stand out. And so I was like, hey, here's what you should watch out for. Here's where the industry, screws up, and that's a catchy thing for a lot of people. And even for hosts that have been around a while, this guy had over I think he was on episode number 8,000 or something crazy like that, So yeah, you want to have a few different topics in your grab bag you could pull out, say, here's what I could talk on, or here's a few options. What do you think?
I think that's really important too, because it creates that unique sense of value too for that particular podcast. Because I think often I don't know, people are like, I speak on these 5 topics. These are the 5 topics I get on. They get on, they give their same talk they give every time, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to consider the show is trying to keep their audience listening to this. They need something to promote. And so having a unique angle is really important and different. And I guess not to make this the let's talk about Mike Michalowicz podcast, but to bring Mike Michalowicz back in again. I actually interviewed him about the process of writing books and building a business around the books. And he's like, I never talk about that. I usually talk about the content in my books. So I think when you can get a unique angle, like it's also making the show more marketable for the host.
Yes, it sure does. And if it's trending, if it's a trending topic out at that moment, assuming that they're not pre-recording 8 months in advance, right? That could be a really good thing, because you say, here's what's on everybody's mind right now, and they know that if they're trying to promote it through SEO, they're trying to get eyeballs on their show. That could be something that really gets people snagged, right? So be willing to have some different things that are more timely or newsworthy in that moment.